No? That's enough. You can see exactly how these videos are made. Yeah. So normally I introduce myself. Hello guys, it's Peter from PS Sound. Everyone loves this line. Someone the other day told me that even their kids recognize the videos. Oh, Dad, you're watching one of Peter's videos. It's brilliant. So this video is gonna be about another tuning session on someone's setup who had this system for what, 7 years? A good 7 years. And it's considered to be a proper high-end build with really good equipment. Let's have a quick rundown of what we have, and I show what it sounded like before and what it's like right now. So we have, to be fair, you know what, I can't pronounce the name of these speakers. Fuzz. Okay, so Fuzz tweeters, which I learned today that they are really deep, like a good 2-inch deep. What is it, probably like 1-inch tweeter. And mid bass is in the door of this Porsche Boxster. What year Boxster is it? 05. You can talk, no one is going to recognize you. So it's two-way setup with 5¼ inch mid bass in the doors, and they play really well. They play low with the tweeters. And we have an 8-inch Morel, what is it? Ultimo 8 in small cigarette enclosure. Yeah, it's a bit of a sacrifice to your legs, but it's still pretty good. You have enough space this way instead of putting it into the footwell, and then you would have to pull your knees up. So this setup is running on beautiful old Audison Bit 1 with JL HD amps, a 600/4 and a monoblock 750. So this is the setup, and you know, fabrication looks great, trimming is brilliant. But let's go through what we had. Oh, I'll put it to the preset that it came with. It sounds beautiful that way. Yeah, no definition, nothing. So I could tell straight away without measuring that the spectral balance was really off. And even at right at the beginning, I could tell that, you know, it was like that. And actually, yes, it measures like that. So this is a 5 dB scale. Yeah, let's put it full screen. And that was a lot of lower mid-range and nothing happening above 800 Hertz, especially above 2K. There's nothing after 2K. It's so much lower. You know, this is 50 reference level. That's 60, 10 dB. And that's 65. It's 15 dB less. So there was no detail in the system. Wow. Listen to this jazz song. Change the preset. And we ended the song. We have to show this difference. It's drastic. Beautiful jazz band playing until I changed the preset, what it came with. It's muddy as hell. There's no staging. Everything is diffused all over the place. So that's what we started with. So after you've seen a few tuning videos, I quickly show what's been done. So this was the front two-way, the red, and then with the added 8-inch sub, you know, it's pretty messy. Then I measured the drivers on their own, what they were doing. You know, tweeters were not doing much. They were actually playing so low level that it sounded a bit like the tweeters were not even doing anything. The 5¼ could have played pretty much everything as a wide band. And then left mid, right mid, you can see huge differences between the response from left to right. Where you have a dip on one side, you have a peak on the other side. Where you have a peak on one side, a dip on the other. So quite the opposite is happening, and that's when you can have perfect time alignment. You will never have proper imaging, solid focus, because it will just pull left to right when you have anything playing in that range. Low end as well, it was pretty boomy on left, because it's further away from you, you have more cabin gain, and then on right, not much bass playing under 110. So this needed the most work on. And then so this was a tweeter with different crossovers, because the tweeters were crossed at 4.5K, way too high, because the mid is not going to play up that high, because the left tweeter, this was the left mid, you know. I raised the level on the tweeters just to get level, because they were so low, pulled down on the DSP. So from left tweet crossover, right tweet crossover, at least they measured similar to left to right. Ups. Where's the tweeter EQ? Left tweeter EQ, right tweeter EQ. No, that's XOR, it's here. So this is what we ended up having with the two tweeters. Nice. Well, as much as I can do it with Audison, because with Audison, the old one, you don't have fully parametric EQs. That's why I always say to have a DSP that can do it. You have fixed bands, and you can't even use the EQs where you would want to use them or need to use them. So it is a limitation. It is what it is. Then mid bass. So that was tweeter pair. Left mid, right mid with the crossover. So that's what I had to do magic with. So I ended up having this, which is not perfect, but way better than what it was. I can't sort those areas out because there's no EQ there. It's impossible. The limited DSP. So that was our mid bass pair playing together. So we have our mid bass pair, tweeted pair, and then we had the front playing together, gapping that area, and it's way better than what we started with already, because this was our front. Let's take these out. So the red line was our front. You can see there was no detail from 800 Hertz, nothing whatsoever. There's not much difference you can see here, but the reality is that once it's also time aligned well, everything falls to the right place. It's not going to be diffused, and everything is better focused already. So then we had, where were we? The front. Then I had a look at the sub, what it was doing. Up front, it was playing pretty all right, down to 30 something, 32.3. And then, well, that was with the, no, that's just a crossover, and that was with the EQ, because people wouldn't think that there's any peak there, but there is. Once you select your slope, we were using Linkwitz Relay 24 dB. All that what you see there in blue, that's a peak, making the box sound really boxy and muddy on the bass. And I've raised a little bit the low end just to get a bit more low end out of it for the SQ preset, because we have another crazy preset. So we ended up having something like that. Sub integration is not perfect with these settings. We had to realize that it's pretty difficult in this small cabin. But overall, coming from this, sorry, that was with the sub. You know, this system is playing now music properly, and the other one is just, it's just making noise, right? Let's go to another track. Oh, not pink noise. We don't want pink noise. This is our Emma disc. Audible information. Okay. So this is the old preset. Acoustic guitar sounds really heavy, no detail on the strings.
Are you gonna take it serious this time? I don't know.
His voice is really muddy.
Are you leaving town this fall? Probably.
And now I change.
Are you really hurt so bad? I won't show. My world's not small. Yeah, I want to discover it all. I walk through nights and days. It feels nice, though strange in some ways.
Obviously, this is not the right music to show the system off, but at least it's copyright free. And this should give an idea about, you know, you can have the best equipment, the best install, the most reputable installer, but if it's not tuned well, it really doesn't matter. You can upgrade all the components in the amps and cables and everything. It's not going to make as much difference as a simple day's tuning, right? All right, he's just nodding next to me. Brilliant. So guys, honestly, get your cars tuned. If you come to me or Platinum In Car or Subtronics in UK, get your car tuned. It means everything. So yeah, another one through the door. So then there's another thing that we have to talk about, because this is actually a major problem that I had to discover again today by the owner of this system, who is not going to talk right next to me. It's really difficult to find a shop that can do everything. And as a customer who has the money and wants to have a good system, how can you actually find that place? How you know, social media nowadays is a great thing. In the last 3 years, Facebook, Instagram, and all these things, YouTube, help a lot. You can see the people who work for a shop. You can check their reputation, their results in competition or anywhere else, or other customers' feedback. But before that, how could you make sure that the place where you go to is going to give what you want, and is it going to make you happy? Right? That's the tricky thing, that you can spend 3-4 grand on a system, or you can spend 30 grand, and maybe none of them can make you happy. So it's tough, and all I can do with all these videos and share it on YouTube maybe is that people watch it, and you know, awareness of the issue is now, you know, all out there. People can face the problem, that it's really not easy to find a shop. But what I can always say, go to a shop, check their demo car, listen to it, forget the beautiful fabrication, because you can't tell what's underneath the panels, how well things were fabricated when it comes to acoustics, how those speakers are really suitable for that application. Speaker aiming, speaker position, all these things matter a lot. You can't see that. All you can really tell as a customer, if you're not an expert in car audio, is whether you like the sound or not. If the system sounds shit, why would you invest your money? If they can't show you a demo car, they pull you into a fancy looking shop and you look at their demo wall and they show you different speakers in the demo wall. Again, why would you spend money with them? Some people still do, and I'm now not referring to you. I'm talking about people who go to shops and they check speakers in a demo wall. That's the worst thing to do. A demo wall shouldn't exist in car audio, to be fair. It's you know, you could leave the speakers in a glass, you know, beautiful cabinet, and then just have a look at the speakers. It's the same thing. It doesn't mean anything. Listen to a demo car, or go to competitions or meetings, listen to so many cars, and talk to the owners, talk to the shop owners, the installers, the competitors. That's how you can gain a bit of knowledge before you commit to spend big money. If you're not worried about, you know, spending money and then not getting what you want, and then hence you feel like you lost money, then, well, it may come with bad feelings. Yeah, well, now at least another car is sorted out.
So I can attest. So if you're chasing something and you want to be happy, you have to be happy. If you try to do something on the cheap, or you don't know what you're getting and you're not happy, it will just cost you more in the long run. So in this car here, this is the third time somebody's come into my car, the third professional. And professionals, I've never gone to a backstreet garage or anything like that. I've always sought the best of the best of the best. And I've been in car audio for over 20 years. And 20 years ago, it was a very developed market. It's a lot smaller now. It's harder to find the right people. But it isn't about your audio system. It's about enjoying your music.
Yeah.
It's not about the system. It's not about what you have installed, what product. It's about the sound that comes out of it.
Were the expectations different 20 years ago? Like, you know, people didn't have all these fancy DSPs. They couldn't get to this level of tuning.
So there's obviously two different types of clients. There's the client that wants all the big boxes, opens his boot, big subwoofers showing with lights and all the rest of it, and that's great, you know, boom boom down the road.
90%.
But if it's actually, so I spend 4 hours a day in my car, and my life is stressful and I work hard. To sit in my car and lose myself, it's my quiet place. It's the place I own.
Yeah, it's worth everything.
I'm now a family man, so I don't own my own house in terms of my kids have it, my wife has this room, all the rest of it. My car is the one place that I call mine.
Oh, you have freedom.
Yeah, you know, and it's not the car, it's the space. I can't drive fast anymore. There are speed cameras, there's traffic, everything. The one thing that I can do is have a great system, enjoy my music. And yeah.
That's why many people were kind of kicking the system that we built in them again, because people were like, you know, what's the point to spend so much money on a system like that and then have it in a Renault Megane, which is worth peanuts, and then probably will be in, you know, in the scrapyard in 5-6 years. But it doesn't matter.
But also you don't have to chase the best system. It just has to be right and make you happy. So it doesn't matter if it's I'm about to do a system with Peter and we're spending on the other side of 10,000.
Yeah, guys, we will see it
on another car,
proper.
Yeah, and it doesn't matter if it's a £2,000 system or whatever. As long as you're happy and enjoying your music, that's all matters.
I may share this video today, and then guys, you will be able to see the outcome of that BMW E91 that I've just finished today, but I can't show it yet because the owner is coming on Sunday, and he's super keen to see it. Even his brother was like, "Mate, where are the updates? I can't see the updates from Pete." Yeah, he has to wait as well, not just the owner. And you heard it today.
Do you know, you can't fault it. And it isn't that you can't fault it for the price that it is. It plays music. Yeah. You get in there and then you enjoy yourself, regardless of the number, regardless of anything. I'm enjoying the music. There's nothing that makes me think, oh, this is just broken from reality here. I'm enjoying the music, and that's all it is. Yeah. And for me, I can't talk about all clients. It's not about, come look at my system. Isn't this amazing? Look how much I spent. I spend an absolute fortune on stereo. I do it for me, for my own pleasure. That's all that matters.
And that BMW as well probably was the fraction of the cost of this one, or what we are planning to do. And it plays well. It's integrated. The sound is solid. Everything really genuinely works together. And that front end in it is £400. You know, less than my tweeters here. Yeah, it's crazy. Yeah, and it was relatively easy to install it. Yet people look at the most expensive speakers, most expensive DSPs. People can't even settle with Brex. I see so many people on forums asking, you know, what's the best DSP? And that was a guy on one of the forums a few days ago, and he was like, I'm a newbie, what's the best DSP and what can it do? And then people were like, yeah, it can take all your money. That's what it can do. And I wanted to see his background, because I'm like, if you're a newbie, why are you looking at the Brex DSP? So talking about that, historically, you know, the best system I've heard is my old car with audio control EQTs, which are mono left, mono right EQs. You know, there's no DSP, no nothing. But you know what? If you brought that today, people would be like, you have no time alignment, you have no this, you have no that. I had so much enjoyment from that car. You've just got to be happy. That's it. And what you don't want is a stress. Many boxes, I'm sure. And you don't want to go to somebody, have something installed, and not be happy, because then you get upset. Then you fall out of love with your car. You fall out of love with music and your system, and that's a shame, because however many years you're on this planet, enjoy your music. That's it for me. Yeah. The biggest disappointment for me was 3 years ago, when I met a guy who couldn't come to me for a tuning session. He got a system built by a shop, I'm not going to mention it, in a BMW M5. The equipment list was probably around 6-7 grand plus the install, so it's a 5-digit install. Hybrid audio, front end, GL, W7, expensive sub in the trunk, Symphony amps, pretty expensive Symphony amps, Helix DSP Pro, all the goodies, everything, and the system sounded rubbish. He came to a friendly meeting and then he dropped the laptop to my laps and he was like, Pete, please do something. I'm like, well, this is not the place. Come down to me and we can have a session on it. I can transfer this system. Unfortunately, that never happened. I could only show him 10 minutes what I did on the system. I showed him A/B and he was like, wow. I'm like, yeah, that's 10 minutes. Give me a day. The system will be fine. It didn't happen. And at the end, he lost face so much and had so much argument with the shop who didn't want to rectify the issues, especially rattly trunk and whatnot that originally he paid for. And they wanted to charge him extra. That it went out public. They argued a lot publicly on social media. And the guy pulled everything out of his car, sold everything, sold the car as well, and bought a new car. And then when I saw him after that, he was like, no, never ever again I'm gonna pay money to anyone to fit a system in my car unless I do it, because I can't go through it another time. And that was at the beginning of my business, and I was like, wow, that's shit. And he lost faith completely. Then he sat in my car for 3 tracks. I played 3 songs I knew what he liked. And you could see him. He was moving, rapping, feeling it, enjoying it. And then after that, in like 10 seconds, 180 degree, he was like, yeah, exactly. This is what it should be about. He opened the door, jumped out, slammed the door and went away. And I was just frozen there. I'm like, yeah, see you, bye. Because at the end, he got the biggest kick in his life. The realization of what he should have got and what he didn't get. So that's why, guys, honestly, I carry on sharing all these videos, and now we are going to be probably like at 20 minutes. If someone is still watching it, it's great. But, you know, search, go and see places, listen to demo cars, talk to professionals. I always mention Platinum in Car, Subtronics, or SPB. SPB is also great in UK, and there are a few other shops, but there are not many I could even recommend in UK. And make sure that your system is tuned well. That's all you can do. So this is it. Yeah, I'm bringing the BMW tomorrow, or in a few days, and you will see what happened in that on a low budget, and it's still ticking many boxes. So guys, please feel free to share this. As always, feel free to comment, do your thing. If I don't answer for all your comments, sorry, I'm way too busy, but I'm trying my best. And yeah, I'm gonna bring the next one very soon. Take care. Done.